Hey loves, it's Anel and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, welcome. My name is Fanny Anel and I go by Miss Anel Beauty here on YouTube. I want to remind you guys to click on the subscription button and to click on the ring bell, and that way you won't miss a video whenever I upload. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this bad boy. Didn't know Dose of Colors is my absolute favorite makeup brand in the entire world. When I saw that they were coming out with a foundation, I was so excited, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I was going to do this review earlier in the month, but I bought three other foundations, and I wanted to test them out just because I wanted to know if I needed to return them or not, or keep them. And I know I don't need a lot of foundations, but that was just my logic behind me stalling on this. So I have mine in the shade 115. This is the light medium shade. As you can tell, I haven't even tried swatching this on my skin either because I've been waiting for this special moment. It claims on the website to be lightweight and to deliver a blurring effect, which helps reduce the appearance of fine lines and skin imperfections. The shade selection is great. They go from very light to very deep and dark tone colors, which is amazing. I love when brands are inclusive. You can also use this with a sponge or with your fingertips. I personally will be using a sponge, of course, and then I'll be using a brush on my other half of the face just so I can see how different tools work with the foundation. I definitely will be wearing it throughout the day. I actually have an event later on today, so that's what I'll be wearing. And then they also did come out with a seamless beauty sponge. I haven't even tried it with other foundations either, and this is what it looks like when it is dry. The shape of it is kind of unique, and it is very interesting because it's kind of like a diamond shape, and then it does have this flat edge at the bottom, so that's very interesting. I am going to go ahead and damp it so it can expand. This is what the sponge looks like now that it's damp. It's very bouncy. It's so soft and so squishy. I am really intrigued to see how this applies the foundation. On this side of my face, I'm gonna be using the sponge, and then on my right side, I'm gonna be using the Morphe brush. This one is the 439. I don't even know if this is the right shade. Ooh. So that is one pump. It is a little bit runny, so I'm just going to dab this on my face. And what I've been doing first is just kind of like patting it on with my hands. And then I go in with my sponge. So I'm going to actually use the flat side of the sponge and just work that into my skin. From the looks of it, this might be a pretty close match to my shade right now, to my skin tone, so I'm kind of glad that it's not like really light or really dark. It looks very nice. It does have a very dewy finish initially. We'll wait and see how it sets on my skin, but right off the bat, you see how right here I have redness and this instantly covered. I like that. So the pigmentation for sure is there. This is more of a full coverage in my opinion, because you could barely see any imperfections. So lately I've been into really dewy and glowy foundations. I've also been more into natural coverage rather than really high coverage foundations, but this right off the bat really covered my redness. I like the side with the sponge. I don't use brushes a lot unless I want a full coverage look. We're gonna go in the right side and apply with the Morphe brush. And for this, I'm actually just going to kind of stipple in the product. Using the brush definitely gave me a more full coverage complexion. Right under my eyes, I'm a little bit more dry, but I can see my under eye creasing just a little bit. We'll be going in with the rest of my face products and just kind of like finish my face. So my first thought is that it does have a really nice coverage. It's not heavy on the skin. I don't feel like I have a lot. I'm gonna let it sink in for a couple of more minutes before I move on with my other products, but it was definitely very easy to blend out. This is what my complete makeup looks like. Honestly, the foundation looks natural. It does look a little bit too matte for my liking, but I'm gonna wear it throughout the day and see how it wears, see if I like it, if it's comfortable. One thing I will say is that the products blended seamlessly with the foundation. I had no issues. Nothing looked chalky or cakey or anything at all. I did set with my powder and I applied the powder with my sponge. That's the only way that I like to set my face. So all I can tell you is that I really like how it looks. It looks a little bit too matte for my liking, but once I start getting oily throughout the day on my nose and my T-zone, I will for sure update you guys, but I will be back at the end of the night to let you know how I like it and my final thoughts. Hey guys, so I wanted to show you the final look of the foundation. It has been about 7 hours that I've been wearing it, and I'm not very impressed with it. I wouldn't say that it's something that you really need. It's a nice foundation. I think the more oily me would love it back in the day, but it's not something that I would necessarily reach for on a daily basis. It's not a holy grail. I do love it. I enjoy it. I didn't actually blot my face at all today. This is the final look of how it looks now. And like I said, I wore it to an event, so it's actually not a bad foundation. It's just that I have other foundations in my collection that I would reach for before I reach for this one. I personally reach and gravitate more towards you know, luminous and dewy foundations, only because my skin type is changed now that I'm getting older. But I do like it. I really enjoyed wearing it. I don't feel like cakey or greasy right now. I also didn't see any caking or creasing right here on my smile lines, even though it is more matte. So I really do enjoy the fact that it gave me a really nice canvas to work with. But I hope you guys enjoyed this foundation review. I love Dose of Colors. I don't think I'll ever get tired of buying from Dose of Colors. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on my next video.